Good afternoon, Mr. Rao, and thank you for
Good
being here
afternoon.
today and taking out time from your busy schedule to come be a part of Brag Free, an initiative by the Badge Free team. I, Navreet, on behalf of Badge Free, welcome you to yet another episode of Brag Free, a vlog initiated to get industry experts to share their experiences with our audience. Before I move forward, I would like to walk you through the company and the initiative of Brag Free. Badge Free, as you know, is a talent market exchange. We are on a journey to craft India's foremost and distinctive human equity investment marketplace, a platform that caters to the yearning needs of the talent for and at work, beyond learning and earning. We believe every leader of talent has a unique story to share on his or her journey of experience and career. We encapsulate these lessons in our series called Brag Free Dialogue, with the hope and belief that it will encourage the next generation of leaders to unleash themselves to newer heights. On Brag Free Dialogue, we invite special executive talents for an online video session to share how they started, the challenges they've overcome, their moments of truth, and more. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for being here. I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to learn more from about your experiences, skills, and perspective in the various fields that you excel. For the viewers of this episode, I would begin today's session by giving a very brief introduction about our guest, which I shall be keeping very brief because I want to hear from the expert himself about his journey and let him set the tone for the discussion. Mr. Rao has worked with SAIL, JK, Birlas, RIL in India and Malaysia for 37 years. He is the founder of Good People Relations and Destination Boardroom for driving capability development. He is also associated with various professional bodies, community service organizations, and spiritual organizations to promote professionalism, service, and ethics, and much more. Now, over to you, sir. The floor is now open to let our audience know more about you and your journey.
See, I have very few qualifications. I'm from a small village where the highest qualification class 7th. I have worked in mines, factories in India and abroad. I worked for professional bodies. For example, I was the National Secretary of National HRD Network for 5 terms. Then I've been helping educational institutions. That's where you
Right.
will get the fresh perspectives. Their inquisitive questions will make you think more. And also in the process, you help building the future leaders. Then as you said, I work with community service organizations and a spiritual organization called Sadho, where we are spreading goodness. So currently, while I help organize my own company like Good People Relations Destination Boardroom to develop capability, I also help other professional bodies and other professionals in their journeys. I
Right.
spend time on mentoring, young people. I spend time on building the future leaders. So I keep on spending this time, and I'm happy that you also do a similar job of the building the human capital. And I consider this an opportunity for me to learn more and also share my thoughts and insights. So let me know what you want to know from me more.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. So, I would begin by asking, can you describe your approach to leadership in HR management, especially considering that you have, experiences with the Indian brands and an international exposure? What is your approach to leadership in like managing HR?
First thing is it is about dealing with the resource or a capital or a possibility called people. I use the words resource, capital, and the possibility. So, in fact, we are blessed that we are in that profession. And in this profession, our job is to help people to actualize their real potential. And then for doing that, if you can focus on very few things like building a culture, nurturing that culture, which helps a person to do better. The second one is a continuous competency development. So whether it is knowledge or a skill or a personality, uh, over a period, no, it needs upgradation. People are talking about unlearning. They are talking about uplearning. So that is a continuous job we should do in the competency. The third job for us is to inspire and motivate people. So that then only they will do their best. They'll be excited to do better and better. If you can focus on these, the rest will follow. What sub-functions, what practices, what activities. But all these three things will center around the culture, competency, and the motivation. So this is the leadership of HR. By doing this, you are playing a very, very crucial role in the organization. You are the magnet. You are the connect with all other professions, all other functions in the organization. And you play a great role, talent driving business and talent driving excellence.
Right. Thank you. You had earlier mentioned that you have worked in Malaysia and other some South Asian countries. Could you share a specific challenge that you faced while managing HR functions, in a culturally diverse environment? Like, what did you learn from your experience?
I can give an example of Malaysia. There were 7 nationalities speaking 16 languages. So, where language is an issue, no? Which language you'll use there? Then food is an issue. Even a gift is an issue. A sport is an issue. So small thing like which sports we should sponsor. So somebody said cricket. So half of the crowd, they were not interested in cricket. They were interested in football. So how do we bring that? Deciding annual gifts. No, we wanted to give gifts on the birthdays. Which gift will gel with all? Can we give a small one common gift, or when we give it customized, when you give it personalized? So these are the kind of challenges we have. Similarly, canteens. No, you also had a specific challenge. So we used to run canteens in the factory and canteens where they stay, the hostels. Somebody wanted non-veg. Within the non-veg, which dish? Somebody wanted vegetarian. These are all challenges. So, we need little tact, little understanding, little empathy, open communication, that respect for each other. So, HR has this role to ensure all this. Then only things will get smooth. They'll get smooth. This is one I thought I'll share.
Right. Moving on, you were telling that you do like training programs and so can you highlight like a recent HR trend that you believe has like an impact on the industry? Like what is one or like two recent trends that you think are impacting the industry?
If we discuss only on training, two, three trends have emerged. Number one is training has to be personalized. Somebody wants to learn online, somebody wants to learn on the shop floor, somebody wants to come in the classroom. This is number one. We can't we can't conduct 1,000 kinds of programs for 1,000 people, but then you have to be conscious and responsive to this need. The second one is with the Google and the Chat GPT kind of developments, knowledge has become accessible. So the training program or the training methodology or the training delivery has to assume that the participant has got an access to the knowledge part. So one has to mix more experiences, more skill transfer, more personal attention, more conversations, more question answers than just share some theoretical knowledge or some concepts or some models and all. That won't work. This is the second one. The third one, the development has happened is with the lesser people doing, of course, more jobs or more quality jobs or more value-add jobs, the line managers have become very conscious of sponsoring a person for training. Does it add value? I will spare a guy for 4 hours or 6 hours. Will that bring value? So defining the purpose of a training, both from an organizational point of view and the participant point of view, that should be very, very clear. And the delivery should be around that. And end of the day, it is not the evaluation at the end of the day, actually after the training. Maybe 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, depending on what training you've done. You must track whether the training has yielded the results that envisaged. So these are the three things. I mean, it's not that we are hearing for the first time. These were there earlier also, return on investment, evaluation of training, all were there. But then they have now become more demanding. So people are asking for these. So the training faculty, the training designer, and the training coordinator have to be conscious of these three trends. And since I am a trainer, I've been trying to best to do and cater to this.
Right. In your experience, what strategies do you feel have been effective in like employee development or like retention, or particularly, in like in competitive industries, and when you have worked with such big brands, what do you feel like are like, the strategies that you followed for like employee retention or like employee development, while competing with the others?
No, we can't say that this is more important, that less important. Every step is important. Every step is important, from talent planning to from talent acquisition, talent deployment, talent development, talent engagement, talent retention, and talent excellence. Every stage is important. For that, you bring the culture, motivation, and the competency. But I have seen the HR professionals, those of them who concentrate on culture and the engagement bit. So they make a difference because certain other things can be outsourced. Certain
Right.
other things can be digitalized, automated, or be done by other department or other functionals. This is something where you need a unique expertise, unique mindset, unique toolkit, unique skill kit. So I would rate culture and the engagement as two differentiating factors of the HR professionals and compared to one versus the other. I hope I made it my point clear.
Right. Yes. So, with that, I come to the last question. HR often collaborates with, other department, and you had mentioned that you have worked with general management. So, can you like give me an example, like two examples of like how you made like successful collaborations with like cross-functional, teams, or like with other departments for the overall organizational performance?
I will split it into three parts. Okay. One is creating that culture of collaboration in the organization. That is one first step. So because HR, we are responsible. Then Can we create the culture of driving cross-functional teams? Can we drive the practice of internal SOPs, internal, no, like for example, SLA, service-linked agreements between departments? Can we add customer satisfaction, internal customer satisfaction, one of the key result area? That means in this process, we are driving interdepartmental collaboration in a systematic manner. This is number one. Number two, what HR can do is appreciation of each other's roles and functions and ensuring, developing and facilitating, promoting job rotation, interdepartmental job rotation, interfunctional job rotation. That is the second thing we can do and HR can contribute. And the third and the last is in every step of HR, whether you are doing talent planning or talent recruitment or a talent induction, talent deployment or a talent development or talent excellence, every step you should and you must, and it is good to have the perspective of the line manager. At every stage, if HR must have the involvement of the line managers, what training plan I will do, it should be based on what training needs that have been finalized by a line manager in consultation with the participant. If 80-90% of that we do, so the trainings are likely to yield the results. Or, for example, you should prepare a talent plan. How many will be regular? How many will be contractual? How many will be outsourced? How many will be gig? How many will be robos? So who is in a better position to estimate or guess or decide? Is the line manager. So you involve them, it will go to. Similarly, in the talent selection. So this is how we should do. If you can involve the line manager and the user department in your planning and your practices and your execution, our efficacy and effectiveness will improve. So this is how we should do. I said into three parts. Any other thing you would like to know? Any general thing you would like to know?
Yeah, so thank you so much, that you shared, your time and experience with us. Your insights were truly enlightening. So before closing, I want top three key takeaways from today. So, what are the special message that you have for the audience or like anybody who sees this interview?
Okay. I will try to give three different messages. One for the organization or the owners or the board. They must put talent on the top of the agenda. So people managers, people management, this function should be on the top, because gone are the days volume gave an edge or a cost gave an edge or a quality gave an edge and a service edge. Now talent gives an edge to an organization. So I would recommend the owners, founders, the boards to give that priority to talent management. That's number one. For the line managers, they must recognize the importance, the benefit of having an effective people management function in the organization, because a line manager ultimately succeeds with better people, committed people, loyal people, performing people. And last bit for the HR, we should be able to assess the priorities and needs of people when if he's deciding to join an organization, when he is going to choose a department or a function or a section within the function, choosing a reward, choosing a development option. Whatever you do, HR managers must have this ability to understand, assess, and really identify the need, the perspective, or the priority of the people. For example, when the large-scale exodus resignations happened in the IT world, I spoke to a large number of people. You know what emerged? People didn't make changes for money. The real reasons were three. One was grace, second was peace, these three factors called grace, that is respect, space is flexibility, peace is that comfort of staying in organization. Similarly, in a factory situation or a manufacturing situation, blue collar situation, I'm using three Hindi words. The priorities centered around three factors. One is thali, one is theli, third is tali. I'll just translate. One is the money, incentive, overtime, wage, the salary hikes, the benefits, all that's come under the theli. That's an envelope or the package. Second, when you say thali means the bonding, the comfort of spending time together. No, that social connectivity, that emotional connectivity, the bonding is the second priority for the people. The third one was thali, the recognition, the positioning in the organization, the locus standi in the organization. Am I a part of the organization? That comes from these three. So you just see, there were two different perspectives. In the first situation, money never came. Here, money came. But then within those three factors, suppose you total it and make it 100, sometimes the proportion changes. So in one situation, maybe money is 60%, another situation, recognition is 40% or 60%. If you understand these, the HR managers will be able to get the right fit, deploy the right fit, develop the right way, and help excel them in the right manner, because we understand the priorities with full empathy and full understanding.
Right.
HR professionals. I hope I made some sense.
You did. You did. Once again, thank you so much. Your time and valuable input have been truly enlightening, and I hope it helps our audience as well. We wish you best of luck for your career endeavors, and we hope to connect with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking to you. It was a very, very useful conversation.